Okay, so you're home, creating an office at your dining room table. If you like most of us, you get to go on Zoom calls a couple times a day, talk about what's going on, how we can improve this situation. The thing I've noticed is one, people show up with Zoom calls a lot less casual than they are at work, which is fine. I mean, most of us go like this, and this is how I like to dress, but would you really show up this casual at a Zoom call if you wanted to portray something professional, like if you're doing an online video presentation for a client? Well, no, most of us wouldn't. We'll just do it with work people. But what I started thinking and I've noticed is I was seeing a lot of people photographing themselves, and it would be from here up or here down, or the shot would kind of be off a little bit. And since I am in the furniture business and love what I do, and I work with Bassett's fantastic company, and they've been great during this, I thought, you know, Alden, I will actually think about how I could stage something in my home to make it look a little bit better. So what I did was I'm going to do a couple things in the next like 5 minutes or so, just showing you how to set something up behind you. A couple of just key things is make sure that you do not have light behind you. It's bad. I mean, it's bad. It just does not look good. You got a silhouette there. Nobody can tell what your facial expressions are. Make sure there's no dark spots, and then make sure that behind you, there's something to look at besides a dirty wall. Okay. So again, I'm going to do a couple of things just to show you how to prop things out in your house and maybe, make that dining room table become more of an official office. Because I have a feeling we're going to probably be doing this a lot over the next few months, and it's going to be a new way that we do business because it is a way of reaching out and touching clients. So stay tuned, and I will be better dressed the next time I do this. I was late. Sorry. Okay. So look a little bit different than I did before I started this. But um, basically, what this is just, I know we're having fun with this, but when you're doing one of these meetings, you want to make sure that you're as professional as you possibly can be. I know we kind of got past this relaxed period during everybody showing up as they are. But as we go forward with this and we start doing more meetings, you can do a virtual background that Zoom offers. But I got to tell you, unless you have a green screen, it's always going to be a distraction. And since I sell to the public and I work with designers that design for the public, I don't want anything else to distract from what I'm saying to that client via this. So that distraction, unless you have a green screen, I wouldn't do. Again, if you notice when I was setting this up, and it was exhausting, um, I kind of built it so there's a pyramid behind you if you look visually at me, depending on where I'm sitting within the frame. There is a light pyramid, there's light on this side, there's greenery, which I suggest you put in there because everybody loves seeing greenery. And then there's a pyramid that goes up so it focuses on me. And that's what we want to do when we're talking to a client is to have that focus on me, but a pleasant backdrop behind us. Um, what I showed you to set up with was, of course, Bassett furnishings, but you can do anything in the home. You can wrap textbooks and have them as your riser. You can have plants, just plant them in a nicer vase if you don't. Our terracotta vase is fine too, or terracotta pot. The lamp, make sure that the lamp does not have a white shade or that you put a very low light bulb in it because you don't want that to weight visually on that side either. You want it to be that is a little bit darker than what you are in the foreground. Also, make sure you're facing towards a window. If you possibly can, if you can't face towards a window, put two lamps on either side of your dining room table out of view so that it gives you light this way. If you are some of the people that are fortunate to have a glamour light, which is one of those ring lights a lot of people are buying now to put their phone on, that's great. Just make sure you put it at a level of where you're talking with a client, not up here, which I have at home, unfortunately, or down here that you're looking up. Because again, I don't know about you guys, but being 55, I don't want anybody looking up at me at all. It's just not a good look. Not a good look. And for any age, it's not a good look. So those are a couple of things to remember when you're doing it. And again, it's a professional thing that we're doing with this. So when you are doing it for work, make sure you're put your best foot forward as possible. Because again, this is our first impression now, not just meeting and shaking a hand, but this will be most of our first impressions now. One last thing is make sure, well, a couple more things, but make sure you don't put mirrors or any reflective surfaces behind you because you want them to focus on you. You don't want them to be distracted by anything in the background. Now, this has also been one of those times where kids are coming in or pets are barking. You are going to have distractions, but to make it the most pleasing as possible as far as the visual aspect of it, try not to have those distractions. So, when all of this is over with and we're all back to somewhat of a normal existence, I still think this will still be going on, and I think it's a fantastic tool. I've only been recently brought to my attention because again, I work with the public and I miss it tremendously in my job. But this is a great aspect to a new way to do business. So, a couple things to summarize, make sure that you look at it, make sure your chair is set up, make sure you're comfortable, make sure it's a farther enough different distance, excuse me, from the camera that you look proportionate and you don't look, I'm a big guy, so I have to move back some from it because I would end up looking very, very disproportionate, especially with a big nose and all that kind of stuff. So make sure you notice those things and do this ahead of time before you're talking with someone. Um, uh, you know, those of us here at Bassett are so lucky to have worked with the public and will continue to work with the public in the future. But this is a great way to be able to design for your clients. It's also those of you that are not in the furniture industry that are sitting at home going, I want to do this. You can book a virtual appointment here at Bassett.com, BassettFurniture.com, and go to your zip code and hit virtual appointment, and it'll be a 45-minute virtual appointment with one of our designers. They can walk you through how to set this up. They can walk you through when you're ready for it, because I know there's going to be a lot of us that are tired of looking at our four walls and we want to change them. So they can help you with that. They can help you with floor plans. They can show you what the piece of furniture is going to look like that you're willing to purchase or want to purchase. And again, we'll be ready for that after we all get back and going again. So, last thing that I'd like to say is I'd just like to say from our Bassett family to yours, stay healthy, stay safe. And thank you to the first responders, and thank you to the doctors, and thank you to the nurses and the people that clean the rooms, and even the postmen, everybody for keeping this country running. Because a Bassett is American made, American styled, and American designed. So let's stay America strong and we'll get through this together. And one last thing, isn't it great to be business on top and party on the bottom when you're at one of these meetings? All right, have a great day. We can help you. Let us know.